Hi guys, in today's video we are going to learn how to make the page curl effect and a simple text effect in CorelDraw. You can follow along and download project files from the description. My name is Michael from CorelDraw Africa. Let's get started. Click on the plus icon to create a new document and name it. Set primary color mode to RGB and your measurement should be in pixels. Change the weight to 1080 and the height should also be 1080 as well. Resolution should be 300 and click OK. Zoom out a little with your middle mouse button and locate where you downloaded your project files. Let's extract our project file. Press Ctrl+A to select everything and click drag and drop into CorelDraw. Select the pick tool, click and drag over the files to select everything and use the corner handle to scale them down. Click and drag to spread them out and use Add Color to Palette tool to store the colors. And now we can delete the color palette. Double click on the triangular tool to create a worksheet exactly the size of the artboard. Select the interactive fill tool and drag from one edge of the box to the other edge, holding shift to get a straight line. Click on the node color and sample the orange color. Do same for the other side. Now sample the yellow color. And we have our gradient background. Zoom in with your middle mouse button and change the view from pixel to enhanced. Let's get rid of our black outline by right-clicking on top of the default color palette. Select the logo and scale down a little with the corner handle and position it. Yeah, I think this is okay. Now select the text tool and click on the background and type. Now open the font list and choose Lemon Jelly. If you don't have it, install it from the project files. Change the font size to 66. Now press Ctrl K to break the text apart. Select everything and change color to white. Now select the comment and hold shift, select the background and press C to center. Position the zone under the comment and use the corner handle, scale it up a little bit to make it proportional. Now select everything together with the marquee selection and right click on the orange color to give it an outline. Not left click, right click. Press F12 to bring out the outline pen menu and choose 25 as width. Check the behind full box. I think 25 is too much. Let's do it 20. Okay, I think 20 is good. Now click on OK. Let's press Ctrl Shift Kill to break the outline from the actual text. So now this is what we have. Ctrl Z to undo, and now select the other outline and press Weld to combine everything together. So now let's select the outline, order, and in front of the background to bring the coming out. So we select the outline and we go to the shape tool to put us in edit mode and make sure your selection is in freehand instead of rectangular. Rectangular will let you select with the more or less like the marquee selection. whilst freehand will let you draw and select how you want to. So we are going to get rid of all the boxes in the white and refine the edges as well. So first let's refine the edges. Let's do it here and click on it and change it to curve, and now we can drag the handles to give it a curvy shape. I think it's good. So I think we are done with the refining of the edges. Now let's get rid of all the boxes in the white portion. Select this one, you just drag around it and you double click to delete. Let's click here, drag all the way, come down. We want to delete. This is one advantage of the freehand selection. And just delete everything. I want to get rid of this one because the space is just very small. So you do that for the the soon as well, but don't make sure you don't delete the inside boxes like this ones here. Don't delete them. Yeah, I'm done with mine. I think there is something small here we need to refine. This one. We are good. Let me get rid of this too. Yeah. So the next thing we are going to do is to apply shadows to the white text. So let's start with the comment. Click long press on the shadow tool and select the shadow. You could have just pressed on it, but I wanted you to know there are other options as well for other effects. So now we choose small glow, and the glow color should be just sample the orange color and change this one to RGB and drag it a little bit down, drag the color down to get a darker shade. I think this is fine. And let's change our feather to 7. And no, I think 7 is too much. I think 5 is okay. Yeah, 5. And transparency to 60. Now let's change the direction to something like this. Because the light, this side is brighter than this side, we just assume the light is coming from this side. So once it hit the top, it casts the shadow downwards. That's the whole concept. So whilst you are still having the shadow tool selected, you click on the soon and you click copy and zoom in a little. No. And just copy the shadow. So zoom in a little, select the outline and go to effect, 3D effect and emboss. So once again, because this section is lighter than the other side, we just assume the light is coming from here. So the light hit the top of the text and cast the shadow beneath it. So make sure your direction is 45 degrees. That's this side. And your depth is 7. You can play with the sliders to know what each of them does. But I think the Now my which workplace for me is 7, and make sure your level is also 35, and the embossed color should be the original color, and click OK. Click beside the freehand tool, the small triangle, and select the pen tool. So let's zoom in a little. Let's draw our first triangle. Let's draw our second triangle. Try to make them as random as possible. And now click on the shape tool to get into edit mode. And I will try and adjust it to make them as random as possible. Select the pick tool and click on the plus to enter into transformation mode and move the pivot to the tip. Rotate with the corner handle, and move the middle one a little bit upwards. Now marquee select everything, all the triangles, and fill them with white, and select right click to give it an orange outline. So let's change the outline to, I think 5 will do. Yeah, 5 is okay. Now let's move this up a little, and this also up a little, and this also up. Okay. So once again, marquee select everything and enter into effect, 3D effect, and add emboss. This time around, I think the level should be a bit lower, and the depth also, I think the depth should come down a little to 5, and the level should be 15. And let's change the light source a little. Yeah, no, it's bad. I think this is okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. So now let's select everything. So drag, and whilst you are dragging, right click to duplicate it and leave it at the other side. Flip mirror horizontally and mirror vertically, and try and put it somewhere. And now let's try to make it look a bit different from where we copied it from. And I think this is fine. Select the road, position it under the coming soon, and scale it up a little with the corner annotations. Corner handle. Why do I keep saying annotations? Or maybe it's the right word, I don't know. And now the road is on top of the outline, so we right click on the road and choose order and click in front of, then select the background. And now it's in front of the background and the whole text is on top of it. Let's scale the road up a little. And push it to the the left a little. I think we are good now. Now the road overlaps the artboard, so what we are going to do is to right click on the road and choose power clip, and power clip it into the background to cut off the extra edge. If you want to edit the road, you just select the box and go to edit mode, and you see the road and you edit it if you want to. So now let's add our text, the minor heading. New and exciting pizza shop. Because this is food, I want to go with a playful text. So I'm going to choose something like I think chalk duster. Yeah, I want a more playful text, and change the text size to 12. Once again, you click on the text, click on the background and press C to center it. Now let's change our text color to white. What we're going to do is, we might change our mind, so we just copy the whole thing, drag it to the right while holding shift to keep it in line, and right click to duplicate it, so that in case we want to change anything, we have the vector base here and we can just do any changes to it. So now let's marquee select everything and go to bitmap, convert to bitmap, and resolution should be 300, color mode it should be RGB, transparent background, anti-aliasing, and you can just press OK. So right now it's converted into a bitmap, so we can't edit it anymore. So let's go to effect, 3D effect, and select page curl. You do the direction horizontal, and the paper should be opaque, and the page color I will adjust it small. I want something a little bit reddish. That is too much. Yeah, something like this is fine for me. It's fine. And just press OK. So now that we have our curl effect, the next thing we are going to do is to position the pizza. So let's select our pizza and drag it on top of our image. Try and adjust it with the corner handles. Resize it with the corner handles. And let's drag it a little bit down. So what we are going to do is, we are going to select the pizza and click on order and behind the background. You select the curl effect and go to bitmap again, convert to bitmap, and okay, we can add contact shadow in between the pizza and the effect. So now you click on the curl effect and drag it a little bit downwards, something like this. Let's temper with our color, sample the orange color and drag the color a little bit downwards to get a darker shade, more darker. More darker. Yeah, I think that's fine. No. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. And now let's change our feather to 5 and normal. Drag this all the way here. I think the feather should be 7 and the transparency should be 80. Go back a little. So now let's try to darken our color small, our shadow small, a little bit darker, a little bit darker. Yeah, I think this is fine. And drag it all the way out. Yeah, this looks better. So select the shadow and click, press Ctrl K to break the shadow from the effect. Ctrl Z. So the next thing we are going to do is to convert the shadow to an outline. Convert the shadow to bitmap. Convert to bitmap. Okay. Now that you have converted the shadow to bitmap, there is the shadow overlaps the artboard. So what we are going to do is to enter into edit mode by selecting the shape tool, and we try to adjust the corners. Move it somewhere here and select this side too and move it a little bit in, not too much. And now we can move these ones all the way down so it touches the edge. Yeah. And also move this one all the way down so it touches the edge. Yeah. Zoom out a little. And now let's move this side. Zoom in. And now let's move all the way, holding shift, and make sure it touches the edge. Now let's select this side as well and try and move it a little bit inside. And voila. And this is our coming soon effect. If you like this tutorial, kindly subscribe, like and share, and I'm hoping to bring you more interesting tutorials. Thank you for watching.